If you're preparing for your DMV road test, there are certain mistakes that can cause you to fail instantly, even if the rest of your driving is perfect. Now, many people believe the driving test is extremely difficult, but in reality, most students fail because of small mistakes that examiners simply cannot ignore. In this video, I'm going to show you 10 driving mistakes that can instantly fail your DMV road test. And more importantly, how you can avoid them so you can pass on the very first try. So let's begin. Rolling stops at stop signs. One of the most common reasons people fail their driving test is something called a rolling stop. This happens when a driver slows down at a stop sign but never fully stops the vehicle. During the road test, the examiner expects the vehicle to come to a complete stop before the stop line, crosswalk, or intersection. What happens? Your wheels must completely stop moving. If you slowly roll through the stop sign, even at a very slow speed, the examiner may mark it as a serious mistake. The correct way to handle a stop sign is to slow down early, brake smoothly, and come to a full stop before proceeding. Not checking mirrors. Another mistake that examiners watch very closely is mirror awareness. Before changing lanes, turning, or slowing down, you should always check your mirrors. If the examiner notices that you are making movements with the car without checking your mirrors, it signals a lack of awareness. Safe drivers constantly monitor their surroundings. A simple habit you should practice is checking your mirrors every 5 to 8 seconds while driving. This shows the examiner that you are aware of the traffic around you. Forgetting to signal. Failing to use your turn signal is another mistake that can quickly cause problems during your road test. Turn signals communicate your intentions to other drivers on the road. If you change lanes, make a turn, or pull over without signaling, the examiner may mark this as a dangerous driving behavior. And lots of you get this easy step wrong. And it's very simple. All you got to do is signal. The minute you forget to signal, this is a red flag for that examiner immediately. So, always remember to signal at least 100 feet before turning or changing lanes. Signaling early shows that you are a responsible, predictable driver. Unsafe lane changes. So, lane changes are another area where many students lose points. Before changing lanes, the examiner expects you to follow a proper sequence. First, check your mirrors. Second, signal your intention. And third, look over your shoulder to check your blind spot. Only after confirming the lane is clear should you smoothly move into the next lane. Many students forget the blind spot check, and this is something examiners look for very carefully. If you move into another lane without checking your blind spot, the examiner may consider it unsafe. Driving too fast or too slow. Speed control is extremely important during the road test. Driving too fast is obviously dangerous, but driving too slow can also cause problems. Examiners want to see that you can maintain a safe and consistent speed that matches the flow of traffic. If the speed limit is 30 miles per hour, driving 15 miles per hour can actually create a hazard for other drivers. Always pay attention to speed limits, signs, and maintain steady control of the vehicle. Poor steering control. Another mistake that examiners watch closely is steering control. Very important one, by the way. Your movements should be smooth and controlled. If the vehicle is drifting from side to side, or you appear to be overcorrecting the steering wheel, it can signal that you are not fully prepared comfortable controlling the car. Try to keep the vehicle centered within your lane and make small adjustments rather than large sudden movements. Smooth steering shows confidence and control. Hitting the curb. Now, hitting the curb during parking maneuvers is one of the most common automatic failures. This can happen during parallel parking, pulling over, or turning too tightly. If your tire climbs over the curb or hits it with significant force, the examiner may immediately end the test. The key to avoiding this mistake is to approach parking maneuvers slowly and use your mirrors to guide the vehicle. Always give yourself enough space and control the vehicle very carefully and smoothly. Not looking over your shoulder when reversing. So, when reversing, the examiner expects you to physically look behind the vehicle, even though you have cameras. Many students rely only on the rear view camera or mirrors, and however, during the road test, you should turn your head and look over your shoulder to clearly see the path behind you. This demonstrates that you are fully aware of your surroundings and not relying entirely on technology. Remember, cameras are helpful, but your vision and awareness are the most important tools. Making wide or incorrect turns here. So, this is another big one. Another mistake that can cost you points is making turns that are too wide or entering the wrong lane. For example, when making a right turn, you should stay close to the right side of the road and turn into the correct lane. When making a left turn, you should enter the lane that corresponds with your direction of travel. Turning too wide can place your vehicle into another lane, which examiners consider unsafe and mark an automatic fail. Practicing proper turning technique before your test can make a huge difference. Last but not least, lack of awareness. The final mistake is something that examiners notice immediately: your lack of awareness. Driving is not only about controlling the vehicle, it's about understanding what is happening around you. The examiner is observing whether you are scanning intersections, checking mirrors, and paying attention to traffic signals and signs. Confident drivers stay alert and aware at all times, for yourself and for other drivers. Showing this awareness during your road test can greatly improve your chances of passing. The DMV road test is designed to make sure you can drive safely and responsibly. If you avoid these common mistakes that many beginner drivers make, and you stay calm during the test, you greatly increase your chances of actually passing on your first attempt. Practice these skills, stay focused, and remember that confidence and awareness are key to becoming a safe driver and getting that driver's license. Good luck on your road test, and I will see you on the next one.